There's some questions I want to ask you. Okay. It's been 5 months since Congress passed and President Obama signed into law an unprecedented 2-year extension of Director Mueller's term as Director of FBI. Given the historical problems with FBI amassing power, the President's request to extend Director Mueller's term for an additional 2 years, breaking from our 35-year practice of limiting the director to a 10-year term, it was not a decision that I took lightly. Ultimately, given the President's failure to nominate a replacement timely and in a responsible manner, I agreed to the request to provide this historic extension. I'm pleased that Chairman Leahy and members of the committee agreed with me and moved the extension through regular order, including a hearing, executive markup, floor consideration, a new nomination from the President, along with the final confirmation vote. This process sets the historic record that extending a director's term was not a fly-by-night decision. It also puts the President on notice to begin the process of selecting and nominating a new FBI director earlier than the last attempt. Another extension will not occur. That said, I want to welcome Director Mueller to this day's hearing. His tenure as FBI director has been a very good one, and his dedication and reputation were significant factors in his 100-0 confirmation vote in July. I'm sure that when his 2-year extension runs, he will be looking for the transition, helping other people transition to office, and a well-earned change of lifestyle. First, I want to discuss a perpetual problem at the FBI, whistleblower protection. Director Mueller has repeatedly assured me that he will not tolerate retaliation against whistleblowers at the FBI. Despite these assurances, 2 particular whistleblower cases have been dragging on for years. These cases are largely fueled by the FBI's desire to continue appeal rulings and findings of wrongdoing by FBI supervisors. FBI agent Jane Turner filed a whistleblower complaint in 2002 when she discovered FBI agents were removing items from ground zero following 9/11. She faced retaliation for raising concerns about these agents, and her case has been stuck in administrative limbo at Justice Department for over 9 years. 9 years is far too long for any case to be resolved, especially a whistleblower case. Another case, that of Robert Kobus, a 30-year non-agent employee of the FBI who disclosed time and attendance fraud. The case has languished for over 5 years. Again, the FBI has continued to appeal this case despite clear findings of retaliation. I wrote to Holder last month about these issues. The response was lackluster. If the Attorney General, the Deputy Attorney General, and the FBI Director truly wish to help whistleblowers, they have the power to end years of appeals. In other words, you don't have to appeal. And there may be reasons other than just money that you're appealing, because maybe you hope these people die and go away. I don't think they're going to. I also want to discuss some issues that have recently arisen as a follow-up to the FBI's closing the Anthrax investigation. Justice Department recently settled a death lawsuit in Florida for $2.5 million. The lawsuit raised questions in the press given the potentially conflicting statements made by Justice Department that seemed to cast doubts on Dr. Ivins' ability to actually manufacture anthrax. Ultimately, the department filed a supplemental brief correcting statements that seemed to cast doubt upon the FBI's case, but did not seek to refute the depositions of Dr. Ivins' coworkers. I wrote to the Attorney General and FBI Director in August asking how the department's filings and depositions could be squared against the FBI's contention that Dr. Ivins was the sole assailant. While the department attempts to thread the needle about the government's liability, the fact remains that the government ended up paying $2.5 million to settle the case and cast further cloud on FBI's assertion that Dr. Ivins was the sole perpetrator. I'm also concerned about two other issues arising out of Anthrax investigation. First, in responding to press accounts questioning the government's case against Dr. Ivins, the FBI, and the Department of Justice both allowed line agents and attorneys to be interviewed on national television. Now pay attention to this, because this is another inconsistency between congressional oversight and what the FBI and the Justice Department is willing to do for other people under other circumstances. Despite this full and public access to the press that they've given FBI agents on national television, as the department has denied access to line agents as part of our investigation into ATF's Operation Fast and Furious. Now, how do you square that inconsistency? So I want to know from Director Mueller why he allows line agents to provide detailed interviews to the press on national television, but repeatedly refuses to let the Congress and their staff interview line agents and attorneys. Second, I want to know why the Department of Justice has declined to prosecute the individuals that leaked information about the investigation of Dr. Stephen Hatfield. That leak cost the American taxpayers nearly $6 million in civil settlement for Privacy Act violations. The American people who picked up the tab for this leak deserve to know the names of the FBI or DOJ employees involved, why they weren't prosecuted, and whether they faced any administrative punishment. I would also like to note that today is 1-year anniversary of the shooting of Brian Terry. My investigation into ATF's failed Operation Fast and Furious continues. I sent Director Mueller a letter dated October 20th, 2011, asking some questions about the FBI's investigation of the murder of Agent Terry. I have not received a response, but I have talked to Director Mueller. He's been very good to come to my office and discuss these cases. I would like a commitment from Dr. Mueller that my letter will be answered in writing. The Terry family deserves answers about Agent Terry's murder, and answering my letter to another step towards getting those answers. If we have time during this rounds of investigation, I'd like to ask the Director about his involvement in drafting of a memorandum that was reported in the press regarding the targeted killing of Al-awlaki, the potential transfer of known enemy combatant Doc Duke from U.S. military custody to Iraq, FBI's involvement in the investigation of mortgage fraud at Countryside Financial, and the alleged cozy relationship between mobster Mark Rossetti and Boston FBI. Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman.